This is the F2000, one of the latest assault rifles implemented into BattleBit Remastered with its amazing fire rate and accuracy. This is BattleBit Remastered's high fire rate laser beam. Whoa.
There's a lot of them back here.
We'll make a start by checking out the base stats of the F2000. So the base damage is at 23, so we can't really work with that. If we go higher or lower, it doesn't really change much. The strongest stats with this weapon is the recoil control, with vertical recoil only being 1 and horizontal recoil only being 0.6, and first shot kick is 1. Very good controllability with this weapon. Velocity, a solid 700. You can be taking down targets pretty effectively at range. The accuracy is sitting at 76.25, which is actually on the higher end of the assault rifles. Now what makes this stand out from the other weapons in the class is the fire rate, sitting at 850, being one of the fastest assault rifles in the game. And the other stats are pretty similar to the other assault rifles. To start off, we will be looking at the main sight, which is a bit different. Seeing that the base sight for the F2000 is actually a unique F2000 sight, it's not that bad starting out. In my first game using it, I racked up about 50 kills or so. The F2000 sight also feels more like a medium range sight. I think it's just because of how closed in your line of sight is, but it doesn't get any negative effects of the medium range sights like the control, ADS speed, and so on. I didn't mind using this at first, but I did fall back to using the red dot sight. Also, I do have some clips trying it out with the FLIR sight, and I think it works pretty well in the nighttime maps. But for most of my gameplay, I do just use a red dot sight like a basic boy. But once again, this comes down to your personal preference in what you prefer to use. Next, we go to the side rail, which I do not use. So onto the barrel. Seeing that the accuracy is pretty decent on the F2000, one of the early attachments you want to be using is the compensator, reducing your horizontal, vertical, and muzzle flash by a tiny bit. And the negative, of course, is the accuracy decrease, but this is not that bad, seeing that the F2000 has one of the higher base accuracy stats in the assault rifle class. And then later on, I just recommend one of the best barrel attachments, which is the VAMB 762. This just decreases the vertical recoil by 0.05 and increasing your velocity, which gives you that little bit of an edge over the long distances, which this gun is more than capable of doing with its low recoil. The only negative is the 0.01 decrease of your running speed, so very nothing negative. Now for night maps and the darker settings like district, I do recommend using a suppressor short, as this will reduce your muzzle flash completely and reduce the sound of your weapon. And seeing that we already have a really good base of recoil control, this thing really won't throw you off too much, only increasing your recoil by 0.1 for your vertical and 0.06 for your horizontal. And once again, the running speed also added on, insignificant, but for the most time we are sticking with the VAMB. Up next, we have the under barrel rail. One of the ones that you want to really use first up is the Stabil grip. This reduces your vertical, horizontal, and first shot kick even further, and you only get a minute aim down sight and running speed reduction. So as you can see, all our recoil is below the 1 figure, so this thing is very, very easy to control. One of the main negatives of the gun is just the reload time being at 3.51, which is pretty long, so most of the time you do want to be dropping your mags. But if you do want to reduce that, and what I use is the V25 URK, as you can see, it does reduce the vertical and horizontal recoil a little bit more over the stability grip, but it does increase your first shot kick, but that just makes it back down to 1, so it's not really doing anything anyway. Your control is reduced, but that has hardly any effect. Your aim down sight is actually increased, your running speed is reduced insignificantly again, and then you have the benefit of 0.32 seconds off your reload time, as well as your draw speed is increased. For the magazine, there are no attachments for this as yet. I'm pretty sure an extended mag would be making this thing a bit overpowered, just because of the accuracy and fire rate on this thing is insane. And slap on your favorite skin. I use orange because of me, and that's pretty much it. So straight off the bat, when you start using this thing, it does feel really nice. Like I said, with its high fire rate and accuracy, really good to use out of the gate with no attachments. As soon as I started using the F2000, it felt really fun. I was hooked from the start. In saying that though, I don't think it is a meta weapon. I think it is outclassed by some of the other stronger guns, but I do believe that this is up there as A or a B tier weapon. It really is just a good all-round machine and pretty reliable. Also a good jumping point if you've started out with the M4 as your main weapon. This one is a pretty nice transition, just with the extra fire rate, but still a very accurate gun. Now, I am a sucker for the high fire rate on guns. I just find it entertaining, I think, just being able to spend as much ammo as fast as possible, or just hurling bullets down range at your enemies and freak them out. And I think I'll just keep this in my arsenal as just something to go to if I'm looking for a fun game. Now, I know it's been a minute since my last BattleBit Remastered video. Still expect more of these in the future, alongside some more finals gameplay and tips and tricks for that game. But do not fret, I will still be sticking with BattleBit, as it has launched my YouTube channel up so far compared to what it was. And one of the main things I do love is just the community around BattleBit Remastered. You guys are always amazing, and it is a pleasure bringing you guys content. Don't forget to hit the like button if you do enjoy this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.